All right, so this is going to be thermal pulse test number 2, because the first time I did it, my pulse fell, but it didn't fall super far, so I added some more ice to see if I could get that effect to be a little bit better. So again, I got my timer, I got my little breathing tube, so let's see what we can get. My initial pulse rate is here. Okay, so hopefully that worked out a little bit better the second time. So in terms of the explanation for what's happening, we're seeing a couple of things here. First and foremost, when you initially put your face in the water, you're experiencing a gasp reflex because it's really cold. And so that is why so many of you, including myself, found it so difficult to breathe through the tube initially, because what's happening when you touch cold water is that your brain is freaking out a little bit because it's constantly receiving input from your body, which tells the brain what's going on around it. And so when it perceives cold like that, which is much different from like taking a cool shower or a cold shower, this is like actual really, really, really cold. And so your brain freaks out and it's like, oh my God, I have to preserve my life functions. And so the gasp reflex, it's your brain like trying to get oxygen and stuff like that. But then after that, you're going to notice the pulse rate start to drop. And so that happens for a couple of reasons. Most notably, when you are really cold, hypothermically cold, and that's what you're telling your brain with the ice is that it's hypothermically cold, your brain is going to try to preserve your internal organs that are keeping you alive. So itself, your heart, your lungs, those type of things. And the way that it does that is it's going to constrict blood vessels to your extremities, right? So if you go out and it's really cold, you'll notice your extremities are going to get cold first. And that, again, is to keep blood around the organs that are most important to preserving life. And 2, it's going to slow that pulse rate way down because it doesn't want to waste any excess energy. And it wants to keep the blood where it needs to be again. So if your heart's pumping really, really, really fast, that doesn't help that process. And so this entire reflex action, which isn't a true spinal reflex because it happens in the brainstem, is about preserving your life.